and welcome to Fire Station 66, where we have Lieutenant Alexander who's going to talk to us about fire safety in our homes. You are watching Emily Tells All Around and About.
Thank you for having us. So the first thing we want to talk about today is having a fire safety escape plan. And what that is a plan that the residents of the home put together to have when the event there is a fire, that they have a plan to meet in a specific location and gather together after they have called 911 and leave the home.
So you want to make sure that they all know where they're going to meet in case of an emergency so that they know where to find each other.
Right, so there'll be a common meeting place. So this would be a great discussion to have over dinner, right? Sit down with the family, all the residents in the home, and everybody agree that in the event there is a fire, everybody's going to evacuate the home and have a meeting place.
Is there any plan that they should have based on what rooms they are, how to get out of the room?
So that's a great idea. And that's a great time to do that with your family after dinner and to go through the home and come up with the best exit routes. And if in the event the exit route, you can't pass through the exit route, what is going to be the next way you're going to exit the home? And that may be through a window or a second door or something along those lines.
Okay.
The most important part about the safety escape plan is that everybody knows where they're going to meet and that residents of the homes aren't hiding in closets. It makes it very difficult for firefighters to find them in the event that there is a fire.
Okay, so what do they do if they can't get out of the room?
So that's a great question. So most of the time where we find people in a fire is going to be right near the door. So trying to be next to the exit the best they can or by a window is going to be the best location if they can't get out.
Okay, a window or the door to the room.
Correct.
Okay, great. Do you have anything else for us?
Yeah, so the next thing that we want to add into there is having a fire extinguisher in the home. So something along this lines here, okay? There are many different extinguishers. You can get them at your local hardware store. A lot of the big box stores have these. They're very easy to use and you want to have these especially in the kitchen. Maybe outside near a grill or any flammables, maybe later in a shed or something along those lines.
Okay, great.
Yep.
And remind us, how do you use one of
Yes,
these?
so these are super easy to use. So what you're going to do is it's going to come just like this, and there's going to be a little pull switch here. So what you want to do is you want to pull the switch, and then you're going to aim, squeeze, and sweep. So it's very easy to use. The directions are usually on the canisters themselves, and again, you can get these at any local hardware store, usually for about $20.
Okay. And do they have a recharge that you have to recharge or have someone inspect it?
Excellent question. So when you buy these at the hardware store, they're not rechargeable. There is an expiration date on them. And if you look at that, that will be on there and very simple to use. And once you've either used it, you would dispose of it, or when it's expired, purchase a new one.
Okay, great.
All right, so the next thing we're going to cover is very important. You want to make sure that you have smoke alarms in your home. Okay, so these are designed, most of the new ones are designed to last with batteries for over 10 years. So very seldom did they have to be replaced. But sometimes if you have an older version of these, they might be beeping in your home, and that means that it's time to replace the battery or replace the unit itself. These also can be purchased at a local hardware store, and they're pretty inexpensive and well worth the purchase. And if these are beeping, again, check the battery on them. If you're not sure, you can always contact the fire department. We'll come out and check them for you. And then we recommend that you put a date on your calendar. That could be any special day of the year. That might be an anniversary date or a birthday or a special holiday to you to get on the ladder and push the button to make sure that the smoke alarm is actually working.
Okay, great. So once a year, you could press this button and find out if it's working or if you need to change your battery.
Right. And if for some reason it doesn't make any noise, that's not good either, because it should let you know that it's operational. If that doesn't work, it needs to be replaced.
Okay, great. Good to know.
Yeah, great. All right. And then another really important fire safety tip is making sure that throughout your home, you don't have overloaded circuits. This is a very high cause of a lot of residential fires that we go to. So you want to make sure that each plug is only being used as indicated here. So sometimes what you'll see is you might see a power strip plugged into another power strip, plugged into another power strip, okay? And that would be overloading the circuit, and that causes a lot of residential fires. So you wanna make sure that all your cords are free from any frays or damage, all right? And then again, making sure that this isn't overloaded and that this just plugs into one outlet.
Well, now I have a question on this.
Okay.
Because I have a unit that has a bunch of chargers for phones, tablets, or whatever, multiple phones or whatever you have. Here at the county, we have to have 2 cell phones.
Yes.
And we have it plugged into one. Is that overloading that, or?
So you have
That's how it works.
one phone plugged in here and one into here?
No, the unit has all the plugs
Oh,
in the unit,
okay.
and then the unit is plugged into one
Right,
of these.
so that's a very good question, because as long as you're using the plug the way that it was designed, right? So you do have the plugs that have 2 connectors, usually 2 USBs that come out of them, and it's designed that way so you wouldn't be overloading that.
Okay, great.
So as long as you're using it as it's intended, but if you're building onto an individual unit, that's a potential problem.
Good to know, especially
Yep.
now with the pandemic, everyone's probably working from home and
Yes.
loading up these.
Lots of electronics. We live in a very electronic dominant world, so you want to make sure that you're not overloading the circuits so that everybody is safe in the home.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, any other tips you want to share?
So I think another important subject matter is fires in the kitchen, because that's where a lot of our fires in the residences start, is in the kitchen. So you want to make sure that you're not leaving any burners on and unattended. Make sure that if you are boiling water or food, or you have the oven on, set a timer. You know, you can use the timer on your phone, a timer on your watch, lots of opportunities to increase safety. Again, making sure your smoke detectors and your smoke alarms are working. And if in the event that you do have a fire in your home, the first thing we want you to do is call 911 and evacuate.
Great. Call 911 and evacuate.
And then again, if you have that fire safety escape plan in place, adhere to that plan so that you can have your safe meeting place and the family can come together.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, you're certainly welcome.
It's very helpful.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Go.
Thank you so much for joining us here at Fire Station 66, where we got to learn some fire safety tips for your home. Please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And for the full episode, go and watch us on Roku. Thank you for watching.
That's the lady to talk.
Emily Tells All.